italic 65:3. And he will provide him from sources he could never imagine. And whosoever puts his trust in Allah, then he will suffice him. Verily, Allah will accomplish his purpose. Indeed, Allah has set a measure for all things. So I'll share my personal reflection with him. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm not really happy today. First of all, the first thing that happened was this morning while I was editing this particular vlog that I'm making now. While I was editing it, I tried a new editing app and it works different from the old one. In summary, I lost the whole video. Then I told myself it's fine, maybe Allah didn't want me to post that particular one and wanted me to record another. And now my mic stopped working. Even though when I was recording that last video, I noticed the issues with the mic. I charged it, but it wasn't charging. And I've been charging, and it's not charging. It only means that I should get another one. So I have to get another one. I think I got it around February or January last year, so it's fair. I used it for a year, I bought it for 10K. So that was maybe less than 1K per month, so it's not as bad. Today, I will be talking to you guys about how I prepared for this year's Ramadan and how it's going for me. So let's all start. Just like before, okay, I have these books here. Okay, let me put them back because I only need these ones now. When I need them, I'll show you. So just like the previous vlog, I have some notes written down to guide me. Firstly, you see this abaya I'm wearing? It's one of the abayas I told you I was gifted last year as my birthday. Yeah. So let's get right into it. So the first thing that I started doing was when it was around 100 days, 200 days, I was posting countdowns on my WhatsApp, on my Instagram. Now this countdown not only reminded people, like Muslim sisters that had not repaid their fast, to go and repay their fast, but then it also reminded me to just give me that mental consciousness, a mental note that Ramadan is coming. Where were you last year, man? Where are you now, and where do you want to be this year? So it just, every time I would post it, yes, for people to remember, but it was also for myself to see that prepare. There are things that if you haven't been doing them, you should do them now, and I'll tell you some of those things, right? So I posted the countdown. That was the first one. Second thing is, posting the countdown, like I said, it helped me to say, this is where I am, this is where I want to be, this is where I was. So the second one is tahajjud. So last year, before Ramadan, my tahajjud was constant, like it was every single day. I wasn't missing any. But this year, I struggled to get out of bed. Like, I will set my alarm for 30 minutes before Fajr. So at least do something small. You're lazy, you don't want to wake up 1 hour before Fajr, because I used to do that before. Okay, wake up 30 minutes, but I would struggle to meet up to that 3 times a week. So what I started to do was I started to increase and improve upon like praying to Hajj before Ramadan. Not just because I wanted to get used to the time, but because I also wanted to get back into that zone where I sit on a mat for about 30 minutes or 1 hour praying and asking Allah for the things that I want, the things that I want for my family, and the things that I want for the world, right? So I also did that. Another thing that I was constant with last year's Ramadan was the Sunnah fast. So after Ramadan, I tried to incorporate the Sunnah fast into my routine, and it was good. I was doing it well. In a month, I would do like 5 out of 8 of those Sunnah fasts. But okay, now even before Ramadan this year, I was already doing that. Because sometimes I would forget, so I was making like 4 or 3 out of 8. So towards Ramadan, I ensured that I was increasing the number of Sunnah fasts that I do, minus the days where I wasn't well and I was off Salat. So the first thing I talked about is sharing timer. The second thing I talked about is the tahajjud. The third thing I talked about is the Sunnah fast. Now, another thing that I'd like to talk about is music. So yes, this is one of the things that I'm struggling with. I can see my voice is low because I am. But I know I'm struggling with it, and I know that I cannot lie to myself that I'll listen to really one certain genre in but you know what I'm talking about. One certain genre in and I'm not there will not be bad things associated with it. I wasn't sure. You know how you can just play, I don't know you do on your phone and you're listening to a beautiful night and you're enjoying yourself and Ashake will just pop up. Shall will pop up. That's how I just think that no, you're gonna have to stay away from this thing in Ramadan. And it's not that hard, guys. It's not hard. Like I'm doing it, I mean, so before Ramadan, I ensured that I wasn't playing music on my phone. Like maybe music, probably maybe if I'm watching an Instagram video or if I'm going out and I hear it, but from my phone, I wasn't playing, and I'm still not playing it this Ramadan. I'm happy that I'm able to keep up with that. Another thing I did is I got new hijab. So I got 2 himaras last year as per the so I feel like I'm going to get himaras. I got 3 new hijabs, just get hijabs. So I will put pictures or videos of those hijabs here while I'm editing. So you see them. But yes, I got hijabs because I feel like I had some long dresses that I could wear to the mosque for Tarawih and Tajweed, and I just needed different colors of hijab to complement them. So I got that. What's the next thing to talk about? To be honest, deep down, I know that I think I did more last year versus this year. So I did more preparation for 2022 Ramadan versus 2022 Ramadan. I also feel like my iman was higher then than it is now. Or maybe I just feel like I'm not doing so much because I want to do more and just be lazy about some things, but that's how I feel. What else did I do? Okay. The big one for this is joining the Ramadan Rise and Reflect. So, Ramadan Rise and Reflect is a group organized by my cousins and a group of friends. And before Ramadan, we created a group where I think it's for 8 weeks before Ramadan, they were sending us reminders and lessons and things to read just about Ramadan, in preparation for Ramadan, like teaching us some lessons from the Quran. So then after that, you know how there's a pre-group and then there's the main group. So after that, I had to pay some money if you wanted to be in the main group. And I almost missed out on it, but Alhamdulillah, my cousin texted me and told me that it was about to end, so I joined in. So basically, the group consists of only women. And what we do in that group is, first thing is we've had 3 lessons so far. So with 2 weeks to Ramadan, we had one class and it was about dua. Was teaching us how to engage in, like how to say dua, how to connect with Allah through dua, how to use the 99 names of Allah to make dua. One of the things I learned from that session was that when making dua, incorporate the 99 names of Allah. For instance, you know, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, the most merciful and most forgiving. Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, forgive me all my sins, grant mercy upon me and my family. Al-Malik, the king of this world and this dunya and the hereafter, grant me al-Jannah for that. Just use it in the dua to like communicate, get it right. Then the second class, I'm forgetting. Oh, the second class was on Sabr, and the speaker that was teaching us, somebody called me out in that class. They were calling people out randomly to answer questions. I don't know why I clicked to this lady so much. Her name is Aisha. And she called me. And then so the question they asked me was, tell me a time where you felt like you exhibited sabr, like showed patience and waiting for something from Allah. And I thought about one particular thing that I've been wanting all my life since I was a kid. And it took me almost 20 years. I don't still have everything of that thing. I have like 3 over 4 of it, but Alhamdulillah. You see, when the thing came, I was so happy. But like I remember that even as a child, every time I would ask Allah for this thing with so much courage and confidence that I would get it. But in December or the last day of the year, when I did not get it, I would go back and cry and say, Ya Allah, I'm not going to do this thing. I'm not going to do this. I'll carry the prayer I get it next year. Say it. I'm not going to do that. But you see, at some point in my life, when my iman improved, I just said to myself, there's a reason why you're not getting this thing now. Maybe now is not the right time. So I said, I will still pray about it. I didn't stop praying because I really wanted it. But you see, the moment that thing came, I was so happy. And like I said, I have only 3 over 4 of that and not everything. So we talked about that. And she just basically talked to us about how we should have patience in Allah. And she like made us see instances, right? So for me, what I gained from that is, okay, there was a time in my life where I was out of job. It was after my NYC before I got a job. Now, of course, I'm parents are like, I want job, I want job, I want job. But like when I got that job, I would say it was the right time. So having patience is trusting Allah that it will get you the job, but at the right time. It doesn't mean you should slack and not like work and not attend and apply and not attend interviews. You should do all of those things, right? But you should still have faith in Allah, have patience that whatever is giving you is going to be something good. Alhamdulillah, I got something good. Then the third class was on, there was a class on Tawakkul. I missed the class, but I watched the video. I've not even finished watching that video. I've not finished watching that video. But yeah, the third class is on Tawakkul. So basically, the Ramadan rise and effects are talking about, we're focusing on three things: Sabr, Shukr, and Tawakkul. So the third class was on Tawakkul. I missed that class because it was really weak, and there's a link to it. I started watching it, but I've not finished watching, so I can't really share what I've learned from it to you guys, right? Another beautiful thing about the group is that every morning after Fajr or before, the organizer of the group share a verse of the Quran, which is our verse that we reflect on for the day, and everybody shares their reflection on the group if you want to. For me, I always personalize my reflections, so I don't share on the group. And then when we started before Ramadan, like a week before Ramadan, we were all asked to share our Ramadan rules on the group chat, so I shared mine. I think my Ramadan, I will read them to you also. What else will you do? Then we got paired with a partner who's supposed to be your accountability partner. So every day you share your goal, like you talk to the person about how you are striving to achieve your goals, and you guys just basically remind each other that, oh, you wanted to finish the Quran, you're still on just 2. How do you intend to do it with this number of days left, right? Then we now had, what else? I would remember everything. So we got this, we paid 15,000 naira. And I feel like we paid very little amount for the knowledge we are getting. But then again, may Allah reward the organizers upon that. So we got a package before Ramadan started. I got mine on the first day of Ramadan. And the package consists of this journal. You see Ramadan Rise and Reflect. We also had some nice stickers. And it also had a prayer mat. The prayer mat, I have so many stickers. I'm not using my stickers. I'm really stingy with these stickers. I'll keep it so that after Ramadan, I would use it to decorate my laptop or my office space or something so I can remember all of these things and keep practicing with them. So we got this journal, and this journal is, like I said, we're focusing on Sabr, Shukr, Tawakkul, and Shukr. So at the first 10 days, the verses will reflect, the verses from the Quran were on Sabr. The next 10 days, the verses were on Tawakkul. So this is the journal here. This is the journal. So this is how the journal is designed. You have this page that you're going to write about your day, and you're going to rate your productivity that day. Tell me where I've been rating myself, even when sometimes I feel like I'm performing. I go, yeah, this is it. Then after that, you then see a page where you're going to write the verse of the Quran and you're going to reflect on it, right? Then you see today is the first day, setting an intention, and then we'll ask you what are you grateful for today to write. It's a very beautiful journal. I liked it. Those who designed it did an amazing job. Now, I was talking about the reflections. There's a verse of the Quran that I like that was shared and it was under Tawakkul. And I just want to share with you guys because I think it has been my favorite so far. So it's Surah Al-Talaq 65:3. And he will provide him from sources he could never imagine. And whosoever puts his trust in Allah, then he will suffice him. Verily, Allah will accomplish his purpose. Indeed, Allah has set a measure for all things. So I'll share my personal reflection with him. I said, do you think someone was going to send you that money when the person did? Did you think that you would get the help from this person you are just met when you got that help? You were already planning to go through a longer and more difficult route, and somebody that just came into your life within a week decided to offer you. Do you think that will happen? No. I also said, do you think you get that prompt we got this week for what you needed to do? No. And I said, do you consider you get this much support on YouTube when you decided to start in December? Backstory is I've been wanting to start my YouTube channel for a while. I have this voice in my head that like comes and talks when she like, it's like this energy, right? And I feel like I can channel it into my YouTube. I can just wake up 1 a.m. in the night and I'll just be happy with so much excitement and all that. So I've been wanting to do this for a while, like have a place like Facebook where I can put my food recipes that I try and just share things with people, right? And when I started, I wanted to have like a lot of followers and all that, but like I have 250 followers, and the messages that I get from people simply just tells me that I'm doing well and I should be doing more. So like, did I think that I'll get this much support or this much people going to be now? But I said, oh, rely on Allah, have faith in Him, and He will surely provide for you. So they asked today, what am I grateful for? I said, I'm grateful for the opportunity to have a stress-free day at work. Then committing myself to a month of hard work, resilience, and a month of abstinence. Okay, let me share our goals for Ramadan. When I wrote down my goals and shared them, I saw some other people doing Ramadan. I was like, am I not doing too little? But I told myself that I should look at my strengths. I should look at that I'm still going to work. I'm still doing a lot of things so good. I may not be doing too little as I expected. So I want to share my Ramadan goals with you guys, and I'll tell you how it's going. So one of my Ramadan goals this year was to read. One of my Ramadan goals this year was to read half of the Quran and ponder upon its translation. How am I doing with that? Today is day 19. I am on June 15. I'm 4 days away from my goal. I intend to cover up. I was able to get the last 10 days of leave off work. It's kind of like a work from home because I'll still be working, but yeah, I intend to cover up during this period. I wrote read half of the Quran, but I later changed it mentally to the whole Quran. I wrote read half here because I was looking at my fluency from last year, but like this year I know that my fluency is better and like I can read the whole Quran. So the next thing is give charity every day for 30 days. Wow, this one is beautiful. Like when I wrote it down, I was thinking to myself that would I be able to achieve this? Would I be able to get the money to fund this? But would I be able to keep up with this? How would I give somebody? What would I like? How much would it be? You know? Well, it has been amazing. Like it doesn't have to be 100K. It can be anything. That's why I gave out Apple. The days where it was 200, there was a 1K, it was 5K, it was 10K. No, days where it was just different. It was an act of service, but I made sure that I was doing something. And my mother has made me realize that you can actually do charity every day. You don't have to wait for Ramadan. So one thing I'm going to take out of Ramadan is I'm going to ensure that every day I give charity, be it in form of money, an act of kindness, an act of service, something, teaching somebody something, or showing somebody something. I'll ensure that it is, inshallah. Another one is to observe all my Tarawih at the mosque. I've been doing all of this, except my Salah days. Can be consistent with Tahajjud. I've not missed any Tahajjud. So, Alhamdulillah. Memorize 99 names of Allah and incorporate it in your daily prayer. I started this with so much energy, but by the 7th day, I dropped. And I've realized now that it's good to memorize 99 days about names of Allah. So I am going to memorize it, right? I'm going to give myself more time than the 30 days of Ramadan. Because I want to memorize it, know the meaning, and really use it into my daily dua. So I'm going to start to do that now. I'm going to continue to do that now. So that definitely means that I will be able to achieve this in Ramadan. Then listen to the Ramadan Story podcast daily. I've listened to everyone. Today's the 19th. I've listened to the 18th one. I just have this one, and I'll listen to it. Right. So that's all my Ramadan goals. Yeah. Well, the best thing about my Ramadan, one of the best things so far about my Ramadan this year is joining this Ramadan Rise and Effects. I'll be honest with you, and Alhamdulillah that I'm able to join. Right. I wrote a Ramadan wish list, like some prayers that I wanted for Ramadan. Like I usually do that every year, not only for Ramadan, but like my prayer request whenever I'm praying, so that I remember the things. So I wrote like a list of 15 or 10 things to ask Allah for, you know. It just comprises your prayers for me, my family, my friends, my siblings, my cousins, my grandparents, everything in a short form. Then I wrote my Ramadan goals. I talked about the new hijabs that I got. I also checked in with my friends to see how they are doing, how they're doing, and preparing for Ramadan. Wow, another thing that I did is I set timers on my phone for a week's Ramadan. I set the timer for Sahur. So, Sahur, I usually go to have Sahur by 5. But I set my alarm by 3:45. 3:45 wakes me up and says, Auntie, get up. 4 comes up and says, this is the last chance to get up from my mission and observe to argue to 5. Because I usually plan what I'll eat the night before, when I wake up, it's just to fry egg or to heat up the food. So I don't need so much prep time for Sahur. So once 5 o'clock, I'm fine. Finish what I'm cooking by 5:15, 5:20. Eat it all by 5:35 or 5:30. But now that the time has been coming earlier, I changed that time from 4 to start eating from like 4:50 and all of that. Then one big thing I did that also helped me mentally, but I didn't think it would, was I rearranged my room, I cleaned my room. So I changed the position of the bed, swept all the dirt that was under the bed, made a new praying corner for myself. I didn't decorate praying corner or anything, but like, it was a new space from where I would normally pray. So it just made everything like new and different, and I liked it and really enjoyed it. So yes, that's also what I did. Another thing that I did to, I think that's all what I did to prepare. And so far it has been really good thanks to setting my goals and planning and joining the Ramadan Rise and Reflect. After this now, I'm going to go and listen to today's podcast because like today's series, I'm not listening to it. Then what else? I also need to read half a juice tonight before I sleep. I intend to go and make small jobs this night from my class. I know I'm tired, but I will, if I go and lie down on the bed, that sleep will not come if I don't make that small job this night. That's how it is to work with me. So I think I'll just go and make the small job so that I won't be tired. But what can I say so far about Ramadan? The one started with so much energy for me, and Alhamdulillah, the energy is still there now. I got up Salat about 2 days ago, and what I ensured to do was not to change my routine. So I made sure that I didn't stop waking up at the times I would for Sahur, so that when I come back on Salat, I'll have a few more days to the end of Ramadan, but it's the last 10 days, and I don't want my momentum to drop. So I ensured that like, I didn't change my routine, and Alhamdulillah, I've done that so far. The 1 came, the 10 came, the 15 came, and now I'm in the 19. I feel like if you know that you have not maximized your first 19 days, this is your chance to recalibrate, because we are going into the power hour of Ramadan, which is the last 10 days and the day of the last colony. So, no, bam, yeah, you gotta go on since I don't speak. I told you what my routine is like. Well, let me tell you what my routine is like. I'll see if I can do the day in the life from an edition, or I wake up by 4 a.m. after my ablution, exact hygiene. Usually I do, if I don't wake up late, I will try to do 4 or 6 or 8 or 10 rakats, depending on how I feel that day and how long I feel like I can stand in prayer. After that, I'll do some paper. After that, I'll read the Quran. I really have to do like 4 or 5 pages in the morning before I eat. After reading the Quran, I'll do some bigger, and there's a job if I have, I will read it as well. Then I go downstairs, heat up my food for Sahur, eat my food, go back upstairs, ensure I don't sleep. I have not slept after Sahur, so that I will not miss Fajr. After Fajr, I read like 5 pages of the Quran as well. If I'm going to work and go to the father office, I read like 1 to 2 pages and start getting ready for work immediately because I have to leave the house early. Then I go to work. I've been trying to observe my Zuhr and Asri at the right time and not combining both. So this work gets hectic, I do combine them. Other days, I'm able to see them at the right time. I listen to the Dr. Omar series at work when I'm just working on a task on Excel. I just keep it playing and playing. I also listen to the 99 Days of Allah playing. Also, then at work I have this dhikr counter. I'll show you, I'll put a picture of it, that I used to say a lot of dhikrs. And then when I get back home, it depends. The days that I get back home early, I'll make it there. I'll make it there, and this that I didn't get back home early, I'll still make it there. if I reach food, because I know that there'll already be something. Maybe if I just want to do a light snack or something to as proof that I'll do that as well. The time between iftar and sahur is so short. So after iftar, what I usually do is I observe Fajr, observe Isha, and get ready to go to mosque for Tari. Once I go to mosque for Tari and I come back, I don't eat